She wouldn't last 10 minutes in a COD lobby is not, nor has it ever been, a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage in gaming.
Men are the problem with gaming community. Yeah, you heard it here. And Johanna, I'm sure you've seen her on your Twitter feed. She's been all over the place with her take. This clip, I mean, Mommy Milkers front and center. She basically went on a tangent about how male gamers are toxic and they're pieces of trash and they're the problem with gaming. I'm going to give my thoughts on it. Let's react to it live and let's hear what she has to say, right? Guys, this is the video post in question from Johanna that has started it all. Let's go ahead. We're going to live react to it. Before we even hit play, though, what is one thing that you could notice about her? Actually, two things, right? For somebody that hates men, saying men are the problem with the gaming industry, it sure seems like she's really, I guess, throwing the fishing line out there for any potential simps to give her money. Typical e-girl behavior. Nothing wrong with making the bag and stuff, but if you're going to make a rant that male gamers and men are the problem with the gaming community, maybe you shouldn't be showing off your huge, gigantic knockers. Don't get me wrong, it's a decent-looking rack, but let's watch this video. We're going to react to it live.
She wouldn't last 10 minutes in a COD lobby is not, nor has it ever been, a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage in gaming. I shouldn't have to play a game where all I say is hi and the whole game is thrown and I'm in hell for the next 40 minutes.
So she shouldn't have to play a game where she says hi and she's in hell for the next 40 minutes because she's a female. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to sound insensitive with this. Yes, it's facts that usually if a girl talks, not just in a Call of Duty lobby, but in any video game lobby, yes, it's fair to say that they do get treated a little bit toxic from male gamers. Male gamers tend to say sexualized stuff and make rude, sarcastic comments. But if I had a nickel for every time that I got talked bad to in a Call of Duty lobby, I'd be pretty rich right now. I would probably be a millionaire because I've been called everything from a dirty Mexican to a wetback to a gay wad to a faggot, you name it. I've been called everything in the book. Now, she's playing a little bit more of a victim here for attention, obviously, because if she really hated men, again, she wouldn't be catering her body in this manner on a video ranting about something that she's so passionate about. She's obviously trying to do this for clicks and stuff. I guess the excuse of, oh, she wouldn't last 10 minutes in a Call of Duty lobby, a lot of people, whether they're male or female, if they're that snowflakey, aren't going to last 10 minutes in a Call of Duty lobby. It's not just that male gamers are the problem. It's the fact that you're going into a game where the main demographic is males. It's stats. You go into a game like Call of Duty, it's almost expected that it's going to be male dominated. So that'd be the equivalent if I went into like a I guess a VIP party for The View and went in there with a whole bunch of modern feminists that are like left leaning, and I went in there with a MAGA hat on. Of course, it's going to backfire on me. Is it okay for people to act that way? No, but don't act like you didn't know going in anytime that you've played a Call of Duty game that you're going to be treated the way you are.
Because men are being emotional about it. That is not normal, and that's not how the old COD days were.
That's absolutely how the old Call of Duty days were in the Xbox 360 era. Some of the most toxic, shit-talking places ever. It's literally a wretched hive of scum and villainy, and honestly, that's what made the gaming so great back then. Okay? If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Because I promise you, as a man, you have never had somebody throw on the basis of your gender.
False. There's people that say jokes like, hey, you're a fag. Hey, you're gay. Hey, you're a little pussy. Hey, you're a little bitch. Are you a man? Man up. It happens to everybody. All right? Poor me. Poor me with my big titties getting shit talked to in a Call of Duty lobby.
That doesn't happen. You can say it happens. You're lying. I'm sorry.
So if you say it happens, you're lying. She's honestly just saying all male gamers that feel that they've been attacked the way she has by other gamers that they're lying. So she's just taking your perspective and your experiences out the window right now.
I don't know why that's such a common thing in the comments of my videos. You guys want to be oppressed so bad that you'll look at a man calling me telling me he's going to tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing and say that happens to you too.
It does happen. Again, this lady's clearly going into this hating men. She hates men, male gamers. She's in gaming, which, let's be honest, again with stats, main demographic has always been male dominated. It would be the same exact way if men went into a female dominated thing. You're going, if you're the opposite sex and you're a minority in something, you're going to be attacked. That's the sad reality of it.
It doesn't. There's a reason that historically male dominated spaces are known for being toxic and unsafe.
She's labeling this wrong, in my opinion, and it goes both ways. There's plenty of female dominated spaces that are toxic and unsafe for men too. All right, we can put all jokes aside, like I said, The View and all of this. I've seen men be verbally abused by women in social settings that weren't safe for them and stuff. But for the most part, you got to grow a pair. You got to grow a sack. You got to man up. Quit having your safe spaces. Quit crying that, oh, it's a toxic and unsafe environment. If you're going to be playing Call of Duty, it's almost known, which is ridiculous enough that Activision is starting to punish toxic gamers on the game as well, which is a whole other story that we can get into, but let's continue.
That goes for gaming. That goes for sports. Any male-dominated space is a bad.
Now, she's not even just talking about bad male gamers. At this point, she's saying any male-dominated space is a bad one. So she's immediately generalizing and blanket statementing all men. There's no men that are good, according to her. Any male-dominated space is a bad one. Point blank.
That's not me being sexist.
Yes, it is you being sexist.
That is me saying there is an inherent issue with the way that you guys have your locker room talk that makes everybody else feel unsafe.
I think she's overly exaggerating. Now, I can see the viewpoint of it being a little bit bad taste, a little bit of an awkward situation, but it's not every male-dominated area that's like that, okay? And guess what you can do? You can mute people. If somebody's on the voice chat and they're getting annoying or they're stepping bounds, you can mute them and report them. You don't have to listen to it.
I don't know how you could possibly find it fun to make other people feel unsafe. No woman is asking men to make gaming a safe space.
You literally are asking men to make gaming a safe space because you're saying all men are the problem.
With sunshine and rainbows and everything, but could you please be normal? Because I want to be able to enjoy playing the game without my life being threatened.
Again, mute, report, block. The tools are there. I do it. I've had my life threatened on video games before. I've had people say they were going to come to my house and kill me on a video game before.
Without my body being threatened because I'm existing as a woman.
She's literally just trying to make this a sexist argument for attention. She feels unsafe, but she has the knockers out. She has the mommy milkers out.
And men are the ones making it unsafe. And I do not care if you feel targeted by me saying men or if you feel attacked by me saying men. You are part of the problem.
She said she doesn't care if you feel you're being targeted or attacked by her saying, as men, we are part of the problem. She's saying all men are part of the problem, guys. I've never once in my life attacked a female gamer on a voice chat or said anything suggestively rude or sexual towards them on a voice chat. But according to her, we're all lying if we say that we felt unsafe, and she's saying that all of us are part of the problem. So essentially, she's saying that men don't belong as gamers. That might sound a little bit hyperbolic, but that is literally what she's saying. And she's going to say, if you feel attacked by this,
if you feel attacked by that, you're part of the problem.
That we're part of the problem. So if I'm offended by this, I'm part of the problem. If you're offended by this, guys, you're part of the problem. We're not allowed to be upset at her opinion that men are part of the gaming problem, right? Because then that means we are part of the problem. If we react in any negative manner, me making this video is validating her opinion that men are part of the problem. And that's what it's like to be in an echo chamber.
If you say just mute them, you're part of the problem.
If I say just mute them, we're part of the problem. So how are you supposed to solve this problem then? If you don't want to mute, if you don't report, if you don't want to block, and if you're throwing a general statement and saying all men are part of the problem, how are you going to fix this solution?
If you sit there and let them say that to me and you don't intervene, you are part of the problem.
So you have to intervene and not let them say that shit to her, right? And if you don't, you are part of the problem. It's a win. It's a lose-lose situation with her, because then this type of person, if you intervene and you defend her, she's gonna say that she doesn't need your help, that you're also part of the problem too, just because you're a male. That's how these types think. These modern feminists that hate men, that are just, oh, I'm a boss bitch who's empowered, but look at my titties.
Because I have a lot of male friends, normal male friends, who don't say slurs and don't threaten people and just play like normal. I understand it. It's not all men.
How can you say I understand it's not all men, but then she just said earlier that as being a man, we are part of the problem? She literally contradicted herself. She doesn't even know what the fuck she's saying. She's a fucking moron.
But if you are not one of the men doing this, it is entirely on you to help stop the men who are. If you don't understand that, and you don't understand power imbalances and gender
power imbalances and gender hierarchy in a fucking Call of Duty voice chat lobby, get the fuck out of here, you fucking
hierarchy. It's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother.
It's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your teacher. But you're going to make a 2-minute rant saying that we're all part of the problem. Where's the solution?
I'm not your teacher. Close the game for 5 minutes and educate yourself. But stop making this a bad experience for everybody else who's just trying to play the game.
What a entitled, insufferable bitch. Now, there's a second clip floating around that's gone viral of her that completely shows the mask coming off in regards to how bad she really hates male gamers. In this video, she's talking about indoctrinating. Yes, indoctrinating her future son to be gay or trans, because she feels if he was straight, he would be part of the gaming problem. This girl has her screws loose. She has a problem. She needs some fucking help. She needs therapy. Let's watch this video clip right here, because I can't believe it. She's literally nuts. And again, this is all part of the modern feminism. This is how they all fucking think. All these girls that are like male haters, this is really who they exactly are. This is like everything that you would think about that's wrong with this space, and they're infecting this space. So let's listen to this.
No, it's over, Ina. It's over. Like, if I were to have a boy, we better pray to God that he's gay. We better
pray to God that he's gay if she has a boy. It's funny when these people believe in praying and believe in God. It's when it's to be hateful towards people, right? Let's continue.
Indoctrinating him day one.
Indoctrinating him day one. They have to indoctrinate him day one.
To either make him trans or make him gay. We are not having a cisgender straight.
We have to make him trans or gay. We are not having a cisgender straight. This is how these women think, these modern feminists. But all men are the problem, right? Not people like her. Not these weird modern feminists that are wackos like Alyssa Marconte that put these weird fucking political agendas and SJW ideologies that make no fucking sense in the grander scheme of actually being a normal, functional human being. No, they aren't the problem at all. They could do no fucking wrong. But she's sitting here on a stream saying she cannot have a CIS straight male son, that it has to be a transgender or a gay. Can you guys honestly sit here and tell me that there's not something wrong with her train of thought, to where she's saying all men are toxic, all men are the problem, all men are the issue with gaming, and that they're the toxic ones, but what she's saying is not toxic at all? Can you honestly sit here, all the wokies that might be watching this, hate watching this, whatever, anybody that remotely leans left, can you honestly sit here and say that there's not a screw loose in her thinking at all? Honestly, be honest with yourselves. This is fucking really retarded logic from her behalf. Honestly, when you really sit here and think about it, man, she's clearly doing this for attention, all right? And this has been trending. Like, I see her all over my Twitter feed now. She's getting flamed in her comments, and she's just taking all this to a new level of absurdity, like I said. You know, men are the problem in the gaming community, right? The fact that she says not lasting in a Call of Duty lobby for 10 minutes isn't an excuse to act like jerks. Again, this ain't a gender-specific issue, ma'am. Gamers use this phrase for anyone. that goes into any of these Call of Duty lobbies. Like, oh, kids these days wouldn't last in a old school Xbox 360 Call of Duty lobby. And if you don't get that, it's your problem, not mine, that you're getting offended, or it's not anybody else's problem. It's your problem, Johanna, that you're the one being triggered, that you're the one crying, you're the one that's getting butthurt. It's not any gamer's problems that you're upset. It's your fucking problem. It's a you problem. Trying to like frame it as some kind of like gender specific issue and make an insult about it is completely wrong. And if anything, you're the problem in gaming. You're saying that you shouldn't have to play a game where all you say is hi and that the whole game is basically hell because men are being emotional about a female being in there. Guess what? That's how old Call of Duty lobbies were. And if you deny, then you're lying. You want to call men liars? You're the one fucking lying. And, you know, back in the day, if you showed any sign of weakness in a voice chat, you would get piled on. And I mean, in fact, some guys would try to provoke reactions from people by catfishing and acting like girls. That's just how it was. That was the early era of online gaming. So the reality is, in these old Call of Duty lobbies, anything that could be used against you was fair game. Did it make it right? No. But it wasn't just against female genders, which is what your argument is. It's for everybody. If you have a weird accent, if you talk funny, if you breathe through your nose, if you suck at gaming. I literally played Street Fighter 4 not too long ago, and somebody literally was with me in a party, and they said, man, you suck. I'm getting the fuck off here. Rotten hell or something like that. And I was like, damn. You know, it doesn't matter who you were. You get roasted. All right, that's just how gaming community is. Yeah, it's a male-dominated space, but it's not a gender-specific attack on females. And for you to say that if a male is offended and feels targeted and attacked by your opinion, that's you being just as toxic as what you're claiming, right? You're saying that as a man, you've never had somebody throw a game based on your gender? That's bullcrap, all right? Sometimes if people see your level is lower than everybody else or that you die first, they will literally throw the game. They will exit out and not play with you. Like I said with Street Fighter 4, I died a few times and the guy cussed me out and left, all right? And then you want men to intervene and tell people to stop being toxic, but aren't men the problem? So why do you want them to be the solution too? You never specified a solution. You said all men are the problem, but then you're contradicting yourself when you're saying men that aren't doing this, that men that aren't the problem need to intervene and stop the other men. You literally are contradicting yourself because you said all men are the problem. And you're assuming that women can't stand up for themselves and handle these rough environments of gaming lobbies. You're patronizing your own females. You literally are being patronizing to female gamers. You're assuming that they can't play with the boys, that they can't handle the shit talk, that they can't rough it out and roast people back. So who's the sexist one? The idea that you think men want to be oppressed too, like, oh, you guys want to be oppressed, that's ridiculous. Men talk more trash to each other than to any woman in anything, whether it's racing, whether it's playing tic-tac-toe, whether it's a video game, whether it's just hanging out with your homies. It's just playful, all right? The problem here is that there's a double standard when it comes to male and female. If males do stupid shit on Twitch, they get banned. They get perma-banned. Look at Gideon, who did a hate raid on Pokimane a couple years ago. He got perma-banned. Meanwhile, people like Denim's TV that say 9/11, America deserved 9/11, they don't get suspended at all. That one girl, Kamika, she had sex on Twitch. She didn't get suspended. So it's like you want a safe space in gaming, but, gaming has never been about safe spaces. I'm sorry. It's not about your feelings. It's competitive, and trash talk is part of the culture. All right? If you can't handle it, maybe a public game chat isn't for you. You need to mute. You need to report. You need to block or play with the boys. Because that's how it is, all right? If you want sunshine and rainbows, unfortunately, you're not going to find it in a Call of Duty lobby. And yes, that is shitty to think of. But the whole problem here, though, is I think you just hate men in general, judging by that clip where you say you want to indoctrinate your future son to be gay or trans because they can't be straight. I don't know who hurt you. I really don't know who hurt you, but you're clearly fishing for attention, and you're being pretty insufferable online. And man, you're going to get a lot of clapback. If you think that you're not opening yourself to people coming after you, you definitely are after your comments towards all men being part of the problem. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on this, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you on the next one.